Hello, my name is Mary Ann Barnett, and I am the Outreach Services Transition Coordinator for the Deaf, Hard of Hearing, and Deaf in the state of Wisconsin. Today, and thank you for joining our virtual job fair. Today, I have the honor of my friend and colleague Jolene Gruber, who is the director for WDBTAP, which is the Wisconsin Deaf Blind Technical Assistant Project, being the interviewer with our guest for the week. Jolene, would you introduce yourself and then your guest?
Sure. Hi, everybody. My name is Jolene Gruber, and I'm the director of the Wisconsin Deafblind Technical Assistance Project that Marianne said, WDBTAP. And today I'm going to be talking with a great friend of mine, Andrea Simon. And Andrea, would you like to introduce yourself?
Certainly. I'm Andrea Simon. I work for the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation, and I'm the regional director for the area of Southwest Wisconsin.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your role or position with DVR?
Well, what I do is I assist and train field staff with VR or Voc Rehab. And so I work with the counselors and support staff, and then they provide services to individuals with disabilities, and we help people find, keep, or advance in employment. So some of my other duties, besides just working with staff, is kind of managing a local budget and the workflow. I coordinate a statewide team called Sensibility, and they work with individuals that are blind, deaf, visually impaired, and hard of hearing. I write policy and procedures that are reviewed and implemented statewide for our agency somewhat. And I work with various boards, community groups, talk about lots of VR services and projects we do, such as specialized employer trainings like we do Walgreens Ready, or programs we manage like Project Search, trying to see if we can get individuals in the community wanting to do those. And then I talk about training grants, job development services with everyone.
Great. Another question, Andrea, how long have you been in your current position?
Well, I've been with the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation now 15 years, and 6 of those years I've been the regional director. Prior to that, I was a supervisor, and then I was actually a counselor early on. So I kind of know all the levels out there in the field.
That sounds fun. A little fun fact, I knew Andrea a long time ago in job service, where we both worked to help people find jobs. So Andrea's had a long history of working with people to get them employed.
And that was more than 15 years ago.
So. Ouch. Yeah,
Sorry.
Time flies. We've talked a little bit about the agency. Do you have any other background about the agency, or what would you suggest to young people who would like to contact your agency?
Well, just to give you, our agency, Division of Voc Rehab, is part of the Department of Workforce Development in the state of Wisconsin. So we are a state agency. And so every state has a VR agency, just to let students know if they move out of state, there's still a VR Voc Rehab agency in every state. And then to reach our local Wisconsin one, I'm just going to give you our main website, so you can go right on, and it allows you to apply right online. And it also has a great video that you can watch, like DVR 101, we call it. And that's at dwd.wisconsin spelled out .gov/DVR/, or you can just call us, our main line. It's an 800 number, 1-800-442-3477. So they can reach us a couple different ways. Most youth prefer the online application that we have and all the information there, and that's fine, not a problem. And then it goes to the local office that you pick from whatever county you want services from.
Okay, that's great. When people contact your agency, what kind of things are generally requested, or what do they need to have ready when they contact you?
Well, if they're filling out the application, um, that application is asking your education, your work history. We're really curious how you heard about us. We do ask your social security number on the application to apply. We need your address, your phone number, and your email. But most importantly, say the best way to contact you. So if you want to text to that cell phone number, let us know or use an email that you commonly check because we have a lot of students that give the formal email, but that's not the one they look at. So that's really helpful. And then later, we're going to ask for proof of disability to help with the eligibility process. So after you apply, so that might be your IEP from your school or maybe a diagnosis from your medical provider. So if you have them, send them in. But if not, we can get a release of information and help you get those. So if you're at all confused, you can just ask how to get a hold of it, how to find it. What if you don't have ID? Because you'll need that later to find a job. So how to get that? Those are all questions you could just in general ask. But if you're going for the application, those are the things they're going to ask it at the larger process.
Great. That's all good things to know ahead of time to be ready. Andrea, I have one last question for you. How can your agency assist youth when they're looking for employment or work?
That's the big one. We work with vocational guidance and counseling we give early on. And what we're really looking at are some labor market data. We're matching skills, abilities. We're exploring work ideas. Some of those services that we might do some job shadows, informational interviews to see what jobs you like. We also have a thing called trial work experiences to do the job short term. And that's where we pay for the wages and then the employer has you just learning a little bit more about the job. It could be a couple weeks, it could be in 90 days. And then we also do on the job training. And that is where we pay half the wages for an employer to hire you on directly for a short term. And so that you can do some limited training or get experience in that field because you haven't tried it yet. We also work with people on training funds for secondary education, like college or a tech school. And so if you qualify for the DVR training grant, and you need to file for FAFSA to get all the free grant money you can first, that's a requirement. Then there might be some unmet need, we call it, and we might have some DVR training grant dollars to assist as well. And then we also work with the schools in secondary education if you need help with accommodations, because it's different than when you're working with before you graduate high school. High school gives more accommodations than when you go into secondary ed necessarily, or you need some assistance to get those. And then we also can do some accommodations when you get on the job, and it might be as simple as getting an ASL interpreter for a job interview that you have. Might not be anything wild. So we also work with youth typically longer than sometimes other consumers that come in because we might help you find the first job while you're in high school, which isn't your dream job, but to get started, get a little work experience. Then you might stay open with us for services, graduate high school and start college or technical school. And then we might help you find that first professional job when you're out of school before we end working. And then to let people know that we can apply for DVR services if you want help looking for a better job, even if you're currently employed. I want to make sure that people don't think we're a one and done thing. You can keep coming back. There's no limit to number of times somebody applies for DVR services. So if it's not right for you right then, you can try again later. And then our biggest thing is you just have to want to work or have employment as your goal. And that's why we are a group that you would work with.
Well, that's great. That's great information, Andrea. Thanks for your time today and for all the information on DVR. And we hope that this helps explain a little more what you do. And just really appreciate your time. It's always great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks.